Good morning, good morning, good morning. You know what today is? It's Monday Morning Chats with Sack, and Sack is me. I hope that you guys had a phenomenal weekend. Honestly, I had a really great weekend, and I really didn't do much. I got a chance to spend time with family. Family is always big to me. Crabs, of course. Crabs always make a phenomenal weekend. And Saturday, I did not leave the house besides working out. Like, it felt great to just sit at home. And I did some work. Able to send some emails out. We're going bridal shower things for my best friend. It was great. And then Sunday, I got a chance to hang out with some friends and then watch football. So Sundays is always about, of course, church, virtually now, and football. So I got a chance to do that and just hang out with some friends. So it was great. Then watch Power. So Power, one of my favorite shows. Got a chance to do that. For today's discussion, I wanted to talk about this would be mainly encouragement for those that are graduating from high school, and maybe this is the time where they are sitting for the SATs or ACTs, or if you're someone that is in college and you are considering law school and you're taking an LSAT. Hopefully, my story will encourage you to just never give up and never let your scores determine your success. So, if I had to label this message, it would be never let a standardized test define who you are. You are better and you are more than a standardized test. So if you are in high school and maybe you're considering going to college, this is around the time you're taking the ACTs or SATs, or maybe you took them before and you're retaking them again to get a higher score. When I took the SATs, the highest score you could get was like a 1600. I got an 820. And at that time, I was told that, hey, I can get into some schools, but then some schools, depending on what school I'm trying to go into, get it accepted to, I need to take the SATs again. And I said, heck no, I'm not going to do it. And a lot of times people had this idea that, the higher your SAT score is, the more successful that you will be in college. And that's not true. You can have a low SAT scores, but that's not a parallel factor to determine your success in college. Your success in college is all about you. What effort are you putting into this? What time are you putting into your studies? I know some people that struggle with the SATs and their score was in the 600 and they did extremely well in college. It's all about your effort. What is your effort? You can be anything that you want to be in the world, and never let somebody tell you that you can't. And so if you're going into college, college is what you make out of it. You can have a set schedule where you're making sure that you go to class and go to class on time. Or you can make the decision to say, hey, I don't feel like getting up today, nor do I even feel like going to class today. That decision is yours. That's the decision that you make every single day. And a lot of times with a lot of students, the reason why, college is so fun is sometimes they get lazy or they just forget about things because there's no structure. Your mom and dad is not waking you up every morning saying, hey, get up, you have to go to class. This is all on you. So make that decision to say, you know what? I'm going to make this decision to do well. When I went to college, I said the only way I'm leaving is with my degree. I don't care how hard things get. If things get hard, I will get help. Don't be afraid to ask for help. A lot of times people had this ego trip where they just had this idea like, I know everything, I'm smart. If you feel like you're the smartest person in the room, I'm sorry to tell you this, but you're in the wrong room. You want to be around people that's going to uplift you. So if you are that person that's taking the SAT or ACT this year, don't let your score define you. If it's a score that you do not like or you're not happy with, retake the exam. That's absolutely okay. There's a chance that you can score higher or there's a chance you can score lower. It just depends. Maybe you can get a tutor. I can honestly tell you, I don't know why we even have standardized tests. There's no parallel correlation to higher academia. Like there's really no parallel correlation with that. So if you are that person and you are going to college, don't let your grades, don't let your scores define you. Definitely don't let your high school grades define you. I know some people that were C students in high school. They did extremely well in college. So don't let that. So maybe if you're listening to this, maybe you're a parent, tell your kids that. Tell your kids it's okay to not do okay on the standardized test. You're still amazing. You're still smart. It's just one test, and it does not, and it should not define who you are. So never let that be you. If you're a person that's in college and you are near the end and you're considering law school, which I highly recommend because I am a lawyer. I love being an attorney. You have to take the LSATs. The LSATs is definitely not a correlation to as it relates to being in law school. The LSATs, when I took it, it was, oh my God, it was 12 years ago I took that exam. And the highest score you can get at that time was 160. I scored a 132. That was the first time and only time I took that exam. I was considering going to Drexel University Law School, and they wanted to offer me a partial scholarship. It was like, you got really good grades. The only issue is this LSAT score. If you could take it again and get at least a 140, we'll give you a partial scholarship and you're able to go. I told them no. I'm not taking this exam again. This is it. I hate standardized tests. And they just told me they can't accept me. At one point, I thought that my LSAT score was a an indicator of my success in law school. I just had this idea that, man, I did bad on this exam and I'm not going to ever go to law school. Damn, I'm not going to ever be a lawyer because I had this little LSAT score. I'm here to tell you, if you're someone that's in college or you are considering going to law school, your LSAT is not a determining factor of your success in college. I scored a 132, and I'm not afraid to say it. I graduated from law school, and I'm a licensed attorney, and I went back to school to get a master's, and I can say that I'm quite successful. But never let that determine your success. Like, I never forget when I got my LSAT scores back. It was my senior year in college, and I was joining a sorority, and I remember going online to check my scores. And I was at work. I worked in a computer lab all 4 years of college as a math tutor and writing tutor. And when I saw my score, I just broke down crying. I was like, there's no way that someone's going to accept me. Maybe I should consider something else. But God had other plans for me. And even though, I got rejected by so many schools, there was one school that told me yes. And so sometimes, there could be a lot of doors that's closed on you, but sometimes those closed doors were meant to be closed for a reason. And I'm grateful for all the no's. I'm grateful for every school that told me that, yeah, we like your application. However, you just may not be a good fit for our school, and we wish you nothing but the best in your future endeavors. I mean, I was receiving all these rejection letters. It started off being nice, but pretty much I wasn't qualified to be a student at their law school. So I thank God for every no. I thank God for people that told me no. I thank God for people that told me, hey, you can't work here. I'm thankful for all those things because it made me appreciate my law school journey. And so the time where I actually did get accepted, I got accepted in Thomas and Coley Law School in April of 2009 under a conditional program. It was a summer program. It was a week-long program where I had to go to Michigan, Lansing, Michigan for 1 week to take a summer course. And the summer course is pretty much to determine if I am capable of handling law school. When I say I was scared, I was so scared. And I remember telling my best friend, like, this is my chance. When I graduated from college, May 2nd, 2009, I hugged my close friend Kim. We were standing next to each other in college. And for our graduation, I was like, I'm really going to law school. I just got to get over this hurdle. And I broke down crying like, man, if I go, I'm going to miss you guys. I'm going to be in Michigan. I'm not going to be in Philly. I'm going to miss out on all the parties. I'm going to miss out on all these things. And when I eventually got to this program, I prayed and I listened to Drake forever. That was like my theme song. Me and my friend, her name is Deanna, we met each other. She's from Connecticut. And that was my study partner. We studied every single day. And we would tell each other, the only way we're leaving Michigan, we're going to come back. And the only way that we're going to ever, quote unquote, leave Michigan is that we're getting our degree. That was important to me. Like, that was important. So every single day I listened to Drake. Every single day I prayed. And I said, God, you open this one door. Please don't close it. Please don't close it. And In July of 2009, I found out that I got accepted. I cried and I cried and I cried and I cried because I remember law school, the other law schools, they rejected me because of my LSAT score. They determined based on one standardized test that I was not fit to be a law student. And I just had this one school that said, you know what, we're going to look past that. Yeah, you didn't score high on your LSAT score. That's fine. You have great grades. And we see that you're capable of doing something. You're capable of doing something amazing. And I'm going to tell you, it's one thing to graduate from the summer program, but it's another thing to go into law school and pass. Because my law school was extremely hard. It was supposed to be like this rigorous program. It's easier for people to get in, but it's hard for them to graduate. And moving forward, my first semester was hard because I was still trying to figure out stuff, and I got a 2.3. And I cried. I called my dad, like, Dad, do you still love me? Because I got a 2.3, two B minuses in the C. And I went to my professors, like, what can I do to be better? Like, I'm not okay with just being average. I'm not okay with just being a C student. Like, what can I do to be a better student? And then my second semester, I had this class called Contracts 2. And that's where I met my mentor. Her name was Mabel Scott. And I went to her office and I said, you know what? I really want to see what it feels like to get an A in law school. People said it's hard, but I believe it. I know I can do it. I really want an A. And I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get an A in law school. Whatever it takes. I'm willing to do whatever is necessary. I want an A, and I want an A in your class. And I remember when she would always calling me in class. And I was always prepared. And it was just something about her because she saw something in me. And when I say she pushed me, she pushed me. And it came to the point where I would go to her office hours to get help. And she'd be like, what other classes you have? How can I help you? And this was a brilliant Black woman that I admired. She was a judge in Indiana. And once she got off the bench, she started to teach. And then once I told her my story, like, look, I'm from Camden, New Jersey, born in Camden, New Jersey, raised in Philadelphia. And I told her my life story, and she was impressed. And she was like, you know, what else do you do? And I told her, I was like, I do hair. She was like, oh, you do hair. I need my hair done. And I would do her hair, and she would encourage me while I was doing her hair. And I never forget, the week before her final, she had me do her hair. She actually came to my apartment. And she said, what questions do you have? Do you understand the material? And I said, yeah. She says, okay. And she will always ask me about that for any other class. And moving forward, I got an A in her class, a solid A. And I freaking cried. And so it went from me getting a 2.3 my first semester to getting over a 3.0 my second semester. But I say all that to say that I had one bad LSAT score, and all these schools overlooked me. I went to Thomas and Cooley Law School. They saw something in me. And yeah, you know, my LSAT score wasn't the best, but I had to prove myself. The first semester of law school, I was still trying to get myself together. The second semester, I was like, I got it. And so if that's you, if there's something that you really want in your life, don't let one bad thing determine your outcome. You know, you may get a lot of no's in your life, but I'm telling you, that one yes that you get is going to be worth it. Sometimes you may have to wait. But if it's you, especially for my law students, I always encourage my law students, man, just don't give up. If you need to take the LSAT again, take it. It's okay. And let's say once you're finished law school and you realize, hey, I want to practice law, take the bar exam in your prospective state, wherever state you decide to take it at. But if you fail, man, try again. And if you fail again, try again. And, you know, I share my story with people to tell them, man, just don't give up. Success. Sorry about that. There was some issue with my my internet. But back to what I was saying. I always tell my bar exam experience to people to encourage them to just never give up on whatever dream they may have. And a lot of times people may say, like, you know, well, I just want to get it right the first time. But what if you don't get it right the first time? Like, is there like some type of trophy you get for passing the bar for the first try? Is there some type of trophy you get for getting a 4.0 the first time in school? Is there a trophy to scoring very high on the GMAT or GRE? No, it's not. Maybe it may open a little bit more doors, but let me tell you, I'm the type of person where I don't care how many people tell me no. I don't care how many doors were closed on me. I just need one yes. And if I get that one yes, there's nothing in this world that can ever stop me. I am unstoppable. Once I am exactly where I need to be, I will shine bright like a diamond, and so will you. So if there's something that you want in your life, man, go after it. Yeah, you may get set back. Yeah, maybe one time, maybe two times, maybe a few times, maybe a lot of times. But never let that one no like just paralyze you. I hear so many people say, you know what, Sakina, I want to do this, but I decided not to because I was scared. Scared of what? Because you was going to fail? Girl, boy, get back up and try again. But I will tell you that, you know, a lot of times people flake out on their dreams because of the time that it would take. And people flake out on their dreams because they just had this idea that we have to get it right our first time. And I can tell you, like, growing up, I never really hear people talk about failures. It was more so like, hey, just get it right the first time. But no one never really explained to me, well, what happens if you don't get it right the first time? Shit, what happens if you don't get it right the third time? Like, I never really heard those stories. And I'm grateful that I had to experience those things to say, you know what? I can still be successful. Even if I failed 3 times, even if I failed 4 times, or even if I failed 7 times. Like, there's still a rainbow after the storm. And there's one thing that it's a law school analogy that it really stuck with me, and I use this in my everyday life. You can't see the forest without looking at the trees. So you got to see the leaves before you see the forest. And if you look at it, if you think about seeing the leaves before you see the forest is the big picture. The leaves are just little aspects of your life. And so a lot of times we always want to see the outcome of our dream, but a lot of times God gives you previews of your dreams. He gives you an idea of what it may look like, and hopefully it'll encourage you to keep going. But I can tell you, if God told you every single thing that you're going to go through while you're trying to accomplish your dream, I'm pretty sure that you'll probably say, nah, I don't want this. This is not meant for me. I'm not going to do this. But if you really stick to the script and you really say, you know what, no matter what, I'm going to try this. I'm going to do this. I'm not going to let a standardized score determine my success, whether it's a LSAT score, whether it's a SAT score, whether it is a GMAT score, whether it's a GRE score. I'm not going to let this be a determining factor of my success. I'm going to keep trying until I actually get it right. Another reason why people don't like going after for what they want, because they're such in this idea of just having fun. Like, sometimes you have to put that fun aside and say, you know what, I'll party later. Like, I would get ridiculed by some of my family members, by my friends, like, Sakina, you're not really partying. And this was in my early 20s. And the thing that I vowed to myself was that my 20s was focused on my career, getting my degrees. And once I was in school and once I had a solid grades, like solid GPA, then I was able to party. And so it's about having self-control. You know, when you're trying to accomplish whatever dream that it is, you have to have self-control. You have to practice self-control. You're going to see a lot of things come your way. You got to ask yourself, is this a distraction? Or this is something I need right now, or can it wait? You're going to get a lot of distractions. But to determine how bad you really want it, you got to let go of those distractions. So I hope that this helped you for today. I hope that maybe you could tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell someone that needs to hear this. Never let your standardized scores define who you are. You are amazing, you are great, and you're going to do great things. And you're going to be successful. But one test should not define, what you are determined to be. You are more than a test. You're definitely more than that. I hope that your Monday goes well. I hope that your Tuesday is phenomenal. I hope that your Wednesday is spectacular. I hope that your Thursday is amazing. I hope that your Friday is phenomenal, and I hope that your weekends are lit. And I hope